आ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः। गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती विद्यारंभं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। श्रीमात्रे नमः। So we are reaching the almost last four verses of Saundarya Lahari. Long journey, but a beautiful journey to be have been with the mother throughout this journey. And also some additional slokas. Now we are looking at the Shakti Pitas, so interesting. My thought is that after this, we will do the full Purvanga of the Devi Mahatmyam. Some of these stotras we have already done, but we will revise them. So the Argala, Kilaka, etc., etc. In these we will do. Then we will also first do the Uttaranga. So we will do the Purvanga, then we will do the Uttaranga. Having understood the Urvanga and Uttaranga and Purvanga, that is the brackets, then we will start with the Devi Mahatmyam. And we will go fairly slowly. Chanting, as usual, may not be the most important thing that we are going to learn. But each of these areas, some of these the shlokas will be very simple. We don't have to go into deep explanation. Some of the areas we will have to go very deep. What I will try to do is to link Devi Mahatmyam with Lalita Sahasranamam, which I always try to do, and with all the stotrams that we study. We will also try to link it with Saundarya Lahari, and also in terms of the cross reference with Puranic stories and so on and so forth. And most importantly, how to use the Devi Mahatmyam as a sadhana. So to be able to attain her divine feet. So that is what we will also try and do. So now let us start with verse number 97. So verse 97, let me just open that verse. Uh, गिरामाहुर्देवीं द्रुहिणगृहिणीम् आगमविदो गिरामाहुर्देवीं गृहिणीम् आगमविदो हरेः पत्नीं पद्मां हरसहचरीम् अद्रितनयाम् हरेः पत्नीं पद्मां हरसहचरीम् अद्रितनयाम् गिरामाहुर्देवीं द्रुहिणगृहिणीम् आगमविदो हरेः पत्नीं पद्मां हरसहचरीमद्रितनयां तुरीया कापि त्वं दुरधिगमिनः दुरधिगमिनिः सीम महिमा तुरीया कापि त्वं दुरधिग दुरधिगम निस्सीम महिमा तुरीया कापि त्वं दुरिधगम निस्सीम महिमा महामाया विश्वं भ्रमयसि परब्रह्म महिषी महामाया विश्वं भ्रमयसि परब्रह्म महिषी तुरीया कापि त्वं दुरिधगम निस्सीम महिमा महामाया विश्वं भ्रमयसि परब्रह्म महिषी गिरा माहुर्देवीं द्रुहिणगृहिणीमागमविदो हरे पत्नीं पद्मां हरसहचरीमद्रितनयां तुरीया कापि Tvam duridhagamani sima mahima Mahamaya Vishwam Brahmayasi Parabrahma Mahishi. So let us do the word meanings first. So when we look at the word meanings, we are seeing very interesting word meanings here. Giram, Giram means of speech. In the Shiva Manasa Stotram, there is a line which says Sarvavaka Stotram Giro. Giro, he uses the words. Gira means two words. All the words are speeches. Ahu. Giram Ahu. Giram Ahu means they say. They mean you. Druhina Grihinim. Druhina is Brahma. Druhina, the root so comes from he who flows, he who melts, Druha. And Hina is to remove. So he who flows, melts, and removes. So therefore, he is the creator. He is the one who is creating this play of this. Grihinim means wife. Druhina Grihinim, wife of Brahma. Agama Vidaha. Agama, known by the Agamas, those who know the Agama. Hare Patneem. Hare means Vishnu. Right? When we say Hare, it is in the addressing case. When you are addressing somebody. So if you want to call Radha, what do you say? Radhe. Right? You want to call Sita, you say Site. Similarly, you want to call Hari, you say Hare. So when the Mahamantra, Hare Rama, Hari, I am calling you. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Right? That is the meaning. So here he is saying Hare Patni, Hare, off to the calling, the person who we are calling, Hare Patnim, which means Lakshmi. Hare Patnim, Padmam, which is Lakshmi herself. Hare Patnim Padmam, Hara Sahacharim, Hara Shiva, Sahacharim, she who walks with Hara, which means Parvati, or the Devi, in the consort of Shiva. Who is she? Adri Tanayam. Adri means mountain, right? Vindhyadri, Himadri. We have heard the words, right? So Adri means mountain. Adri Tanayam, daughter of the mountain. Parvat ki putri, Parvati. Adri Tanayam. Turiya kapi tvam. But Magar kapi Turiya tvam. Magar तुम एक्चुअली कुछ फोर्थ ही हो. दुराधिगमा, very difficult to attain. Nissima Mahima, boundless glory. Mahamaya, the great illusionary power. Vishwam Brahmayasi, you dilute this entire world, you make it run round and round. Because you are the queen, Mahishi, or you are the consort. Mahishi also means wife, consort of Parabrahman. So what is the meaning here? Saying that Acharya is saying that the knowers of the Agama describe you as Saraswati, the consort or the wife of Brahma. Right? As sometimes they describe you as Lakshmi, the wife of Vishnu. Sometimes they describe you as Parvati, the companion of Shiva, the daughter of the mountain. But in reality, you are the fourth state of boundless and inaccessible glory. You are Mahamaya. You make this entire universe appear and disappear. Now, first let us look at these meanings at various layers. First layer, we will see the Advaita or the non-dual interpretation. When we say, see, the word Turiya comes from Mandukya Upanishad. In the Mandukya Upanishad, there is a description of the three states. The Sushupti, which is the sleeping state, then the Swapnavastha, which is the dream state, and the Jagrita Avastha. Now, as we progress in terms of the ego playing, the ego is more or less sleeping in the Sushupti state. It is half awake in the dream state. It is fully awake in the Jagrat state. Correct? And therefore, in each state can be a witness of the other states. The Jagrat state, I know that I was dreaming. I know that I was sleeping. So I am a witness in the Jagrat state of the other two states. Extrapolation. is there a state by which the Jagrat Avastha can be witnessed? That is the question that the Acharya, the Rishi of the Mandukya Upanishad is asking. See, if 3 can be seen by 2, if 2 can be seen by 1, now 3 cannot see 2 and 1. 2 cannot see 1, but 1 can see 2 and 3, then logically, should there not be a 0 which can see 1, 2, and 3? Which, however, 1 cannot see. Right? Now, where is this coming from? See this, another text, Dridrishya Viveka. The eye sees the object cannot see itself. The eye cannot see itself. The mind sees the eye. The intellect sees the mind. I see all 3 playing. Correct? Same logic here, that Turiya state, because it is Turiya meaning it is the 4th state. And the rishis did not have a word for it. So they just gave it a word saying 4th. They did not even know how to describe it. So they said, you are the 4th. So here, in the Advaitic word, we are saying that she is actually nothing but pure consciousness beyond all dualities. Saraswati corresponds to creation, Lakshmi corresponds to sthiti, Parvati corresponds to dissolution. These are functions within Maya, not the ultimate reality. These are play that is happening on the screen. And therefore, in the Mandukya Upanishad, 7th mantra, he very clearly says, Nanta pragya prapancho pasham shanta shivam advaitam. Shantam Shivam Advaitam. Beyond waking, beyond sleep, beyond dream state, the goddess is nothing but pure consciousness itself. In the Shvetasvatara Upanishad, it is Maya tum prakriti vidyamanyayinam tu maheshwaram. You are not only just the Maya, but you are the power behind the Maya. And therefore, you are Brahman. And you are Parabrahma Mahishi. Parabrahma Mahishi theoretically would mean there is Parabrahman and he has a Mahishi which is going around with him. No. Parabrahma Mahishi basically means the power. See, if I have to ask you, did you create your own breath? When you were born, did you create your own breath? What will be the answer? No. Breath itself was the expression of life. Correct? The moment the child was born, the breath itself was the expression of life. Similarly, if I say there is fire and there is heat, and heat is the wife of fire, I am being poetic. As a poet, I can express my thoughts like that. Here is a diamond and this is its shine. Diamond and shine have got married together. But essentially, what are we saying? They are the same. They are inseparable. So when I say Parabrahma Mahishi, I am basically saying Brahman and its power. They are inseparable from each other. Right? Now,
energy is what Mahishi.
Correct. So energy of the person who is holding the energy. Now, another from a bhakti point of view. Now, bhakti is not different from Advaita, right? For that matter, actually, Bhagavan Shankaracharya says that a pure Advaiti has to become a pure Bhakta. And a pure Bhakta automatically is a pure Advaiti. But I'm looking at it purely from the devotional aspect. If I see, then we are saying that Saraswati is the giver of wisdom. Lakshmi is the giver of wealth. Wealth, not necessarily the golden coins, wealth in all its forms. Parvati is the giver of strength and protection. But then the moment he says Turiya, he says, but don't limit her only to these 3 forms. She is beyond all the forms that you worship, and she is there in every form. She is the bridge between Saguna and Nirguna. Right? In Devi Mahatmya, we see Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Maya Rupena Samstita, Moha Rupena Samstita, Bhranti Rupena Samstita. Right? All of these we have seen in Devi Mahatmya. हम 11 चैप्टर में देखते हैं माँ को हम लोग नेगेटिव पॉजिटिव ये सब हमारी उपाधियां हैं, हम उसको नेगेटिव पॉजिटिव कर रहे हैं। माँ के अंदर में कुछ नहीं है, सब कुछ ही है, या फिर सब कुछ नहीं है, whichever way you want to look at it. So when you go to a very powerful Shakti Pitha, which has been kept energized, and you land up over there. Some of them are automatically energized. You don't have to energize them. Some of them have to be continuously energized because of the surroundings that have changed and so on and so forth. So when you go to that place, you take a dip in Manasarovar, or you approach Jwalaji and you sit in front of those 9 flames, right? Or you go to the Calcutta Kali temple. And then you suddenly realize that the energy emanating from there is throbbing throughout every cell that is present in that area at that point in time. That is what the meaning of being devoted to her is talked about. When we look at when I want to combine these two, Advaita and Bhakti, then I land up with something called Sri Vidya. So when I look at Sri Vidya, then you look at Saraswati as the Vagbhava Kuta. Right? If you remember in the Panchadashi mantra, we have seen that there are 3 kutas, right? Kaya Ilarim, this is the first kuta, Asakala Harim is the second kuta, Sakalarim is the third kuta. And in that also we have seen in the Lalita Sahasranama that the first part is the Vagbhava Kuta, then the second part is the up to the waist is the Madhyama Kuta, and then you have the Shakti Kuta and so on and so forth, right? Similarly, here you can see that if you look at Saraswati, Druhena Grihini, she is the Vagbhava Kuta. When you look at Hare Patni, Padvam, she is the Kamaraja Kuta. And Harasahacharini is the Shakti Kuta. Adritanaya, Harasahacharini, she is the Shakti Kuta. And beyond these 3, at the end of every Kuta, there is the Reem, which is the Mahatripura Sundari, which is the real identity. And at the Bindu, she is Parabrahma Mahishi. Is this making sense now? So when I link the Advaitic view with the Bhakti view, automatically Sri Vidya comes up. And Acharya was a very staunch Sri Vidya practitioner, so he has brought all of this up very secretly. See, you have to go deep into this to understand this, how Acharya is writing. So,
could you please repeat that, please?
So if you look at the 3 kutas, you have the Vagbhava Kuta, the Kamaraja Kuta, the Madhyama Kuta, and also the Shakti Kuta, right? From the waist below, it is said her body is made up of the Shakti Kuta. We see that in the Lalita Sahasranama, correct? We see that in Lalita Sahasranama, from the neck down up to the waist, she is the Kamaraja Kuta or the Madhyama Kuta. And the head up to the neck is the Vagbhava Kuta, right? Aim, Reem, Shreem, right? Or Aim, Reem, Kleem, whichever 3 mantras you want to use. And therefore, at the Bindu, she is the Parabrahma Mahishi. But she transcends each of the kutas through the Reem Shabda. So therefore, the Panchadashi mantra itself is an indication of what this shloka itself is doing. Chaitanyartha Samaradhya Parabrahma Swarupini. We see those names, no? Lalita Sahasranam. So when we see those names, we understand that she is both Avidya Maya and she is Vidya Maya. And at the Turya, she is at the Bindu. And therefore, the journey of the sadhaka becomes from form to function, function to energy, energy to consciousness. When I'm looking at the waking state, I am interacting with creation, Saraswati. When I am in the dream state, I am sustaining myself internally. I am in the form of Lakshmi. When I am in the deep sleep state, I am in the state of dissolution. I have dissolved. My ego is not functional. I am with Parvati. But it is when in the beyond the Jagrata Avastha, when I am in the Turiya Avastha, and yet I am aware of all the three Avasthas, then I am pure awareness. Lalita Tripura Sundari is now manifest in front of me. Giram Ahu.
The words Vishwam Brahmayasi. Brahmayasi is like in Hindi we say Brahma, which is illusion.
So two meanings. What does a Brahmara do? Rotate. He rotates, goes here and there continuously, right? So, and what does he do? He makes a lot of noise. So Brahmayasi means she makes this entire world revolve and make a lot of noise. How does she do it? By using her power of Maya. Right? Avarana Shakti, Vikshepa Shakti, together making this world go round. That is the meaning of Brahmayasi. So, see, she is, when we say Giram Ahu, they say indicates, see if I tell you, उन्होंने बोला, या कुछ लोग बोलते हैं कि, जैसे ही मैं आपको बोलूंगा, कुछ लोग बोलते हैं कि, आप बोलेंगे ये तो या तो फेंक रहा है, या फिर आप बोलेंगे कौन बोलता है? Correct? Because pramana has to be correct. So you will have to say, who says? Now I will say, rishis say. Did you hear the rishis? No, they are all giving you approximation. They are not giving you actual exact words. So therefore, the Taittiriya Upanishad says, yato vacho nivartante. She is beyond speech, and yet she is the source of all speech. Brahmayasi, good that you ask, doesn't mean only dilute. It means to rotate. It means to manifest. It means to animate. And therefore, the universe is not false as long as I am identified with my body.
Then is it equivalent to Spandana?
Okay. Now, if you go to Spandana, then you have gone to Kashmira Shaivism. So, Kashmira Shaiva is very, very a unique form of non-dual. Advaita with a touch of duality. It's a very unique way. It says that Shiva and his energy, they are similar, they are same, and therefore they. Instead of going to Spandana, we will say, as long as I am feeling myself to be distinct from reality, which means as long as I am in the illusion is real. The moment I have become an observer, I know it to be an illusion. And then the moment I have merged that observer with the divine, I realize that both the illusion, the observer, the observed, everything is nothing but that. Three stages
You're speaking of meditation.
Sir,
that itself is the whole process, isn't it?
सर ये प्रश्न बार बार आता है ना. आज मेरे को भी ऐसा बार कई दिनों से ऐसा होता है, बट आज सुबह से ऐसा लग रहा था कि सब मन में अपन कुछ बोल रहे थे, अंदर बोल रहे हैं, किसी को भी पता नहीं, इनफैक्ट मुझे नहीं पता मैं बोल रही हूँ, तो सुन कौन रहा और एकदम क्लियर सुन रहा है, समझ ही नहीं आता.
समझा नहीं.
से हम लोग अपने अंदर में कुछ जपा कर रहे हैं बैठ करके. दैट टाइम हु इज लिसनिंग, हु इज स्पीकिंग,
ओके,
क्लियरली वॉइस,
ओके,
कौन है बिना आंखों के जो देख रहा है, जो सब पिक्चर दिखाई दे रही है, हम आंखों से अभी नहीं देख रहे हैं उस चीज को. मैं मतलब क्या है, जब
speech itself, there are three parts to speech, राइट।
यस सर।
हम उसको 4 पार्ट्स में बाद में डिवाइड करेंगे, पहले 3 पार्ट समझते हैं। फर्स्ट एक आता है मेरे मन के अंदर में एक कॉन्सेप्ट आता है, इसके कोई शब्द नहीं है, एक कॉन्सेप्ट है, इसके कोई शब्द नहीं है, इसका कोई आकार नहीं है, इसका कोई रूप नहीं हुआ है, राइट। मगर एक कॉन्सेप्ट मेरे दिमाग में आया है, तो ये कॉन्सेप्ट को जब मैं कोई रूप आकार मन के अंदर में देने लगता हूं, तो इसको जब हम क्या बोलते हैं, इसको बोलते हैं पश्यंती। पश्यंती, इस कॉन्सेप्ट को मैं अनुभव कर रहा हूं, पश्यंती। उसके बाद इसको मैं एक रूप, नाम, वर्ड्स देने लगता हूं। जब वर्ड्स, नाम, रूप देने लगता हूं, तब इसको हम लोग बोलते हैं मध्यमा। और उसके बाद वो मेरे जीभ पर आके बिखर जाता है, दूसरे के कान पर पहुंचता है, इसको हम लोग बोलते हैं वैखरी। बिखर जाना, वैखरी, राइट। हम जो जब सोच रहे हैं, थिंकिंग प्रोसेस, ये हम मध्यमा के अंदर में है। हम जब इंट्यूशन से काम कर रहे हैं, हमारे अंदर में इंट्यूशन हो रहा है, हमारे अंदर में इंट्यूशन हो रहा है, तो ये इंट्यूशन जो है, ये हमारे अंदर में हम इसको पश्यंती रूप से कम्युनिकेशन कर रहे हैं, सेल्फ कम्युनिकेशन है, राइट। इंट्यूशन से मध्यमा सेल्फ कम्युनिकेशन है, वैखरी दूसरों के साथ कम्युनिकेशन है। मगर इन तीनों के पीछे इसका पावर कहां है? वेयर इज द पावर टू कम्युनिकेट? इट इज कॉल्ड परा, परावाक, दैट इज सरस्वती। Paravak takes the form when she becomes from subtle to gross. She takes the form of Pashyanti, from Pashyanti to Madhyama, from Madhyama to Vaikhari. Right? So, ये जो process है, how do you still this process? How do you remain only in Para? How can Pashyanti also stop? How can Madhyama also stop? Vaikhari तो stop करना easy है, राइट। बोलेंगे नहीं, सेलो टेप लगा देंगे। मैं मेडिटेशन करने वाली हूँ, मुंह के अंदर में कुछ भर दो और फिर अपने ऐसे रुई भर दो और फिर ऐसे बैंडेज लगा दो, वैखरी बंद। प्रॉब्लम वैखरी का है ही नहीं, वैखरी इज एन कॉन्सिक्वेंस। प्रॉब्लम पश्चिंती और मध्यमा का है। हाउ डू यू स्टॉप दैट? यू स्टॉप दैट व्हेन यू कैन एसोसिएट विथ देवी इन द फॉर्म ऑफ वाग भवकूटा। When you associate with her in the form of the power of speech, Saraswati herself. And then you can move one step forward and say, even that power itself comes from consciousness, from awareness, which is nothing but Devi herself, Parabrahman. Trigunatita. Trigunamayi, and yet Trigunatita. ये गुण सब मेरे में है, मैं इन सब गुणों में हूं, मगर ये मेरे में नहीं है। सबके साथ मैं फंक्शन कर सकती हूं। So what Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita is what Sri Vidya is saying when you are worshipping the Meru. Right? So therefore, it basically, finally, हम लोग यदि इसको 4 लेवल से देखें, कि यदि मिथोलॉजिकल लेवल से देखें, पौराणिक लेवल से देखें, तो सरस्वती, लक्ष्मी, पार्वती। यदि हम थियोलॉजिकल लेवल से देखें, तो there is beyond all of these three, there is only one goddess. मेटाफिजिकल लेवल से यदि देखें, अद्वैतिक लेंस यूज करें, then all of this is nothing but reflection of तुरिया। और हम अद्वैत किसे भी और एक स्टेप आगे जाकर तंत्र से देखें, श्री विद्या के माध्यम से, तो देखें कि शक्ति ही परम ब्रह्मन है, राइट। यदि इसको हम लोग ललिता सहस्त्र नाम के साथ कोरिलेट करें, these last few shlokas, they're so very intensely correlated with the Lalita Sahasranama. In first line, Giram ahur devim druhina grihinim, Lalita Sahasranama, Vagdevi, Vagvadini, Brahmi, Shrishtikartri, Jnana Rupa, right? याद है ये सब नाम? Beautiful names. What are they indicating? They are indicating the Vagbhavakuta. They are indicating Saraswati. हरे पत्नीम पद्माम, नाम कहाँ है? श्री, श्री माता, पद्मालय, पद्महस्ता, विष्णु रूपिणी, गोविंद, गोप्त्री, right? All of these. And also Bhogini. Then Hara Sahacharim, Adritanayam, शिवकामेश्वरांगस्था, शिवा, माहेश्वरी, उमा, गौरी, पार्वती, शर्वाणी, कितने सारे नाम, ये सारे ब्यूटीफुल नाम हम लोगों को. Now all of these three, they also indicate the क्रिया शक्ति, ज्ञान शक्ति, rather सरस्वती ज्ञान शक्ति, लक्ष्मी क्रिया शक्ति, and पार्वती इच्छा शक्ति, right? And beyond the three, Shakti herself in the united form, Tripura Sundari. And then तीन नाम तो ले लिया, तो we have to look at the fourth one also. Turiya, Turyatīta, Chaitanya Rupa, Prajnana Ghana Rupini. Right? Turiya, direct. Turiya भी बोला है. All of these names are there in the Lalita Sahasranam. So, this is verse number.
I had one more question. So this action of that movement, is it like Brahmayasi? So is Brahmarambika? Is that what it means, that she is constantly
Yeah, okay. So Brahmarambika is in Mallikarjun in Andhra Pradesh. That is where she is worshipped as Brahmarambika along with Mallikarjun over there. The word, okay, the story from the Devi Mahatmyam is that there was a Asura who had to be killed by being hit by 10,000 weapons at the same time. So she took the form of 10,000 Brahmaras. And the Brahmara, you know, has a sting. And all of them stung this chap simultaneously, and he died. Hence, she is called Brahmarambika. Right? Obviously, this is only the Pauranic meaning. Right? What is this Asura who needs to be stung 10,000 times? So, ये बंदर को एक बार मारने से मरता नहीं है, एक साथ 10,000 बार मारना पड़ता है. तो कौन मारेगा? भ्रमरा ही मार पाएगी. Right? So she not only makes the world Brahmayasi, but she can also Nirbhrama. She can also remove that the Brahma that we have, the Vranti that we have in ourselves. Right? Let us continue with the Lalita Sahasranama. Duradhigama Nisima Mahima. Boliye.
You said Parvati is what Shakti? Like Saraswati is
Ichha Shakti.
Parvati.
Ichha Shakti.
Can you please repeat that? Nane. All the three again. Will you please tell that again?
You deduce it yourself. Saraswati will be what?
Jnana Shakti.
Okay. For sustenance, what do you have to do?
Lakshmi.
Correct. So therefore, she will be which Shakti?
Ichha Shakti.
No. For sustenance, क्या करना है? आंसर इस क्वेश्चन में ही छुपा हुआ है.
इच्छा करनी है ना?
नहीं, सस्टेनेंस करने के लिए करना पड़ेगा, काम करना पड़ेगा, कर्म करना पड़ेगा. हाँ, so therefore Lakshmi becomes
Kriya Shakti.
Correct. And what is left?
Kriya Shakti.
Can't hear you. I can't hear anybody.
We can hear you, so it's
not
possibly,
able to hear it.
It is possibly
Okay.
your
Okay, okay. Now, yeah. Can.
So if you have got इच्छा शक्ति मिल गया आपको, sorry, आपको ज्ञान शक्ति मिल गया, आपको क्रिया शक्ति मिल गया, so who is left?
Yeah. Ichha Shakti Parvati, yes.
स्पून फीडिंग बंद कीजिए ना आप लोग, थोड़ा सा स्टार्ट डूइंग योर ओन स्टडी. So okay, दुराधिगम निस्सीम महिमा. Again, let me give you a few names. अप्रमेया, अनिर्वचनीया, अचिंत्य रूपा, महामहात्म्या, right? All of these names, they are talking about Duradhigama, Nistima Mahima. Then Mahamaya. Can we think of any words in Lalita Sahasranama?
Param Jyoti.
No, Mahamaya. Mahamaya. What are the names in Lalita Sahasranama?
Mahabhoga, Mahavirya.
No. Mahamaya itself is there.
महापद्मासन.
Nahi. Mahamaya word itself is there. Maya Mayi word is there. Vishwa Mohini, Vidya, Avidya, all of these are there. Right? Then Vishwam Brahmayasi, Vishwadharini, Vishwagrasa, Vishwamata, Leela Vigrahadharini. Right? All of these we have seen. Parabrahma Mahishi, Brahmatmaikya Swarupini, Parabrahma Swarupini, Shiva Shaktaikya Rupini, Kameshwari. All of these are names which have clear indication of these directly from Saundarya Lahari. So, that is the verse number 97. Let us look at verse number 98. Any questions? Otherwise, we'll look at verse number 98. Kada kale matah kathaya kalitalaktakarasam. Kada kale matah kathaya kalitalaktakarasam. Pibeyam vidyarthi tava charana nirnena janajalam. Pibeyam vidyarthi tava charana nirne janajalam. Kada kale matah kathaya kalitalaktakarasam. Pibeyam vidyarthi tava charana nirne janajalam. Prakritya मूकानामपि च कविता कारणतया. प्रकृत्या मूकानामपि च कविता कारणतया. कदा धत्ते वाणी मुखकमलताम्बूलरसताम्. कदा धत्ते वाणी मुखकमलताम्बूलरसताम्. प्रकृत्या मूकानपि च कविता कारणतया. कदा धत्ते वाणी मुखकमलताम्बूलरसताम्. कदा काले मातः कथय कलितालक्तकरसम्. पिबेयं विद्यार्थी तव चरणनिर्णेजन जलम्. प्रकृत्या मूकानामपि च कविता कारणतया. कदा धत्ते वाणी मुखकमलताम्बूलरसताम्. Let us look at the word meanings first. Kada kale, when will that time come? Right? Mata, mother. Kathaya, please tell me. Kalita alaktaka rasam. Right? So rasam means water. Alaktaka is the alta. Kalita mixed. So kalita alaktaka rasam. So water mixed with alta. Pibeyam, may I drink? Vidyarthi, as a student, as a seeker of knowledge. Tava, your charana, feet. Nirnejana, jalam. Nirnejana, washing. Jalam, water. So the water used to wash your feet. Charana, nirnejana, jalam. The water used to wash your feet. Tava charana, nirnejana, jalam. Prakritya Mukanamapi, Prakritya, naturally, Muka, means those who are dumb, right? Mute. Mookanam api cha, and kavita karanayataya. You become the cause of poetry for them. Kada dhatte, when will it assume? Vani mukha kamala, Vani Saraswati, mukha kamala, from her face, from her mouth. Tambula kamala, tambula rasatam, beetle juice flowing from the mouth of Saraswati. So, if you put everything together, he is saying, Hey Ma, please tell me, when will that time come when I, as a seeker of knowledge, will drink the water that has washed your feet, and the water has become a little red because of the altar? That sacred water, which has the power to transform even the naturally mute people into poets, when will it become in me like the beetle juice flowing from the lotus mouth of Saraswati? Now, one thing very important here. There are three very powerful symbols that have been used. First, the feet of the goddess. Beautiful feet painted with altar. The water that has washed these feet. There is a word for it. It is called Charana Amrita, Charanamrita. And finally, the other symbol that is used is called Vak Siddhi. Now, firstly, do you know of somebody who was mute and became became a poet? There are two famous people.
Kalidasa and that Kavi somewhere in the south.
Surdas.
He writes, not
Surdas was
Surdas.
blind.
Surdas was blind. Mooka was Kalidasa and even Hastamalaka
No, Astamlaka was not
to
mute.
some extent.
No, he was not mute. Astamlaka was not intelligent. Or at least the people believed that he was not intelligent. Mute, there were two
Okay.
people.
So,
Two people, both very
Mooka
famous.
Is
Trishtati
there-
or something he writes, no?
Yes,
That
correct.
is
Mooka
there a
Swami.
story? Is
So
there
the
a
first
story
is
in Adi Shankara's
first is the
life?
first. No. First is obviously the most famous is Kalidas, who was
Yes.
technically not mute because he could speak, but he would speak all stupid things. So he was actually basically very stupid. And the presence of Kali, he became a Mahakavi. The other is who was actually completely dumb, was a person who was appointed as the Shankaracharya of the Kanchi Kamakoti Peetham, despite the fact that he was dumb. And that person, through the worship of Kanchi Kamakshi, became a great poet. His name is Mooka Shankara. And he wrote a series of 500 verses in the praise of Devi called Mooka Panchashati. Mooka Panchashati. 500 shlokas. Amazing work. तो कभी मौका मिलेगा तो पढ़ना शुरू कीजिए. तो सब कुछ मेरे ऊपर मत डिपेंड करेंगे. हाँ, ये सब कुछ सर पढ़ाएंगे, ऐसे नहीं होता है.
नहीं, आप
सर बुक का नाम रिपीट.
मूक पंचशती. 500 verses. Mooka Panchashati.
So it's in
please,
Sanskrit only.
हाँ,
yeah, it is in
क्या?
Sanskrit. आप नहीं, मैं कह रही थी कि आप प्लीज टेक द ट्रबल टू गाइड अस थ्रू इट टू, बिकॉज पढ़ तो लूंगी, पूरा समझ आएगी नहीं वो तो.
Then we can first. No. So first I'm saying
Yeah.
you first read it, understand it, and then do satsang. Then we can understand. We can have a debate, discussion. That will be better, na? So let's start studying. Okay. Anyway, चलिए. So let
सर
us see.
हिंदी वर्जन और संस्कृत वर्जन मिल जाएंगे क्या?
सब कुछ मिलता है आजकल. सब कुछ मिलता है. स्तोत्र
फिर तो
निधि
पढ़
में
लेंगे.
जाइए. स्तोत्र निधि में जाइए. फिर विज्ञान ऐप में जाइए. सब कुछ मिल जाएगा आपको. कोई ऐसा चीज नहीं है जो नहीं मिलता है. ओके, नाउ पहले हम इसको अद्वैतिक रूप से देखते हैं। चरण निर्णेजन जलम, ये जो दुनिया है, ये जो मैं हूं, ये मैं कैसे समझ रहा हूं? मेरे अंदर उस कॉन्शियसनेस का रिफ्लेक्शन होता है, जिसको हम लोग बोलते हैं चिदाभास। चिदाभास। तो जब मैं ये पानी जो परब्रह्म के पैर को धोकर पी रहा हूं, यानी मेरे अंदर वो चिदाभास का एहसास मुझे होने लगता है। और when I then drink this, my inert mind, my mind is jada, right? It can only be activated through consciousness. That activation is what is happening. We spoke about that. Yata vacho nivartante, right? Speech returns from that alone. And that Vani Mukha Kamalatambula Rasa is the spontaneous expression of Brahman. So, in the Advaitic sense, this verse is not asking for a transformation of the mind. It is not asking for poetry. Poetry is only a poetic way of expressing कि मैं सत्य का वाहन बन सकूं। जब इसको मैं भक्ति की तरफ से देखूं, तो ये देखिए, इट्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग। भक्ति में बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग ये है कि भक्ति के लिए हम साधना करते हैं। भक्ति मगर अपने आप हमारे अंदर में नहीं आती है, भक्ति सिर्फ कृपा से आती है। भक्ति ऐसी चीज है जो उत्पन्न होती है, उसको कहीं से लाया नहीं जा सकता, उसकी कोई साधना नहीं है, राइट? हम क्या बोलते हैं? प्रेम हो जाता है, प्रेम किया नहीं जाता ना। किसी से प्यार हो जाता है, प्यार किया नहीं जाता। प्यार करेंगे तो फिर वही बोले गाएंगे, प्यार किया तो डरना क्या, वैसा नहीं जाता, प्यार हो जाता है। तो प्यार ये हो जाना, भक्ति आ जाना, ये कृपा के माध्यम से होता है। बहुत सुंदर स्टोरी है। एक अछूत था शायद, आई डोंट रिमेम्बर वेदर ही वाज अ मुस्लिम और वेदर ही वाज एन अछूत, and he was the disciple or a devotee of follower of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In the temple in front of Jagannath Puri, there used to be a stream. That stream is no longer there. That stream has got diverted, but now they have got a pump from which water flows, right? And people would wash their feet in that stream and then go into the temple. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stepped into that water and he went into a trance. This devotee, his name was Haridas. He was on the flow side of the of Mahaprabhu's feet. So what water he was getting was water that was washing the feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he was gulping that water. So after gulping that water a number of times continuously, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu descended from that trance, he looked at Haridas and he said, "I'm very pleased with you. Ask me whatever you want." Haridas said, "Give me bhakti for you." And Mahaprabhu then smiled and said, "You want the chains to tie me from myself." मुझे बांधने की जो साकल है, जो चेन है, वो तुम मुझसे ही मांग रहे हो, चलो ले लो। भक्ति दी जाती है ऊपर से। भक्ति के लिए प्रार्थना करनी पड़ती है। ये कहां से बात कर रहा हूं मैं ये अद्वैतिक व्यू से नहीं, मैं भक्ति के व्यू पॉइंट से बात कर रहा हूं, राइट? तो इसके लिए हम क्या करते हैं? जब हम चरणामृत पीने के लिए तैयार हो जाते हैं, ये है हमारा सिंबल ऑफ टोटल सरेंडर। भगवत गीता में क्या बोलते हैं? प्रणिपातेन, राइट? परिप्रश्नेन सेवया, तब जाके तुमको यह ज्ञान देंगे, ऐसा बोल रहे हैं। इसको समझने के लिए हम लोगों को यह समझना चाहिए कि किसी के पैर, भागवत पुराण के अंदर में बहुत ब्यूटीफुल एग्जांपल्स हैं, जहां की भगवान के पैर को धोकर उसके पानी को पीने पर चेंज हो जाता है, राइट। भक्ति के परंपरा में कृपा मेरे टैलेंट से बड़ी है, तो आपसे कृपा आएगी, मेरे टैलेंट अपने आप पैदा हो जाएगा। अनदर एग्जाम्पल ऑफ मूका बिकमिंग कवि इज not literally Muka, but generally a Muka becoming a Kavi is Valmiki, जिसके अंदर में राम बोलने की भी शक्ति नहीं थी, वो रा बोल रहा था, वहां से वो वाल्मीकि आदि कवि वाल्मीकि बन जाते हैं, आदि कवि। रामायण तब लिखी गई जबकि उस समय यदि हम पाश्चात्य के देशों में देखें तो लोग वहां गुफाओं में घूम रहे थे, communicating with each other without language. And at that point of time, the Adi Kavya has got written. So, श्री विद्या में जब इसके साथ जाएंगे तो पैर जो है ये है contact point of the divine with the my essence. So as long as I am thinking of myself as different from the Devi, then I have to worship. So that foot is the point where her foot touches the earth. Her head will not touch the earth. She does not do Shirsasana. Shirsasana हम लोग को करना पड़ता है, उनको नहीं करना पड़ता है. So her foot touches. And that is why her feet have to be washed. And they are therefore the accessible grace point. They are the grace point जहां accessible है. और ये जो चरणामृत है, ये है the flow of Shakti from Devi into the sadhak, but it does not flow directly. Does not flow directly. You see, if I go and put my finger into a electric socket, the consequences will be very easily known. Correct? But if I use a insulated wire, then what will happen? Then I will not get a shock. I will be able to use that electricity. That insulation between the power and me, the sadhak, is the Guru. And the Guru is nothing but the madhyama through which the power can flow into me. इसीलिए जब भी कोई भी साधना शुरू होती है तो गुरु के चरण सर के ऊपर है, ये सोचकर हम मंत्र के बारे में जब बोलते हैं तो अमुक मंत्र का XYZ ऋषि, राइट, बोल के सर को छूते हैं. क्यों? क्योंकि सर को छू रहे हैं, क्योंकि ये इमेजिन कर रहे हैं कि उनका सर, उनके पैर हमारे सर के ऊपर ऐसे रखे हुए हैं. उनको पूजने के लिए ये मुद्रा को ऐसे जोड़कर, इसको श्रृंग मुद्रा बोलते हैं, इस श्रृंग मुद्रा से अपने सर के ऊपर में पैर रख के एज इफ आई एम टचिंग बोथ हिज फीट, ये ऐसे करके श्रृंग मुद्रा से उनकी पूजा करके उसके बाद बाकी पूजा शुरू होती है. Any tradition, whether it is Advaita or any tradition, they all have their huge importance to the Guru, right? In Advaita alone, we say that the Guru is inside you. But the Guru can be a text also. The Guru can be a book also. But unless we do Shravanam, Mananan, Nididhyatan, study, then only that Guru becomes available to us. तो जब हम वाणी मुख कमल तांबूल रसा की बात कर रहे हैं तो वहां एक्टिवेटेड स्पीच एनर्जी, वाग शक्ति, ये हमारे अंदर में उत्पन्न होती है. पादद्वय प्रभाजाल पुराकृत सरोरुहा, जिसके पैर लोटस से भी आउटशाइन करते हैं. नखदीदिति सच्चन्न नमज्जन तमो गुणा, जिसके टो नेल्स से इग्नोरेंस चला जाता है. हर फीट आर द सोर्स ऑफ नॉलेज. करुणामृत सागरा, चरणामृत, थोड़ा सा चेंज कर लो, चरणामृत सागरा, चरण करुणामृत सागरा, अनुग्रहदा. She
I
is
had a
Vagde.
question.
Hmm.
So, after speaking so much, I felt, my personal feeling, that the Acharya is saying that when will this actually happen? When will the sadhaka actually understand the, oh God, now how do I actually understand
So,
मैं बोल नहीं
okay,
पा रही हूँ.
from a Advaitic viewpoint, he is asking, when will I get realization? From a devotional point of view, he is asking, when will I be graced with your presence? From a Sri Vidya point of view, he is saying, when will I have actual direct experience of the Vagbhavakuta? When will I have direct experience of the Kamaraja Kuta? When will I have direct experience of the Shakti Kuta? That is what he's asking. Right? That is why it is the feet which are worshipped. Because from feet is the vertical ascent upwards. Feet, gross manifestation, water, the purification of the mind, the red dye is the activation of the Shakti, speech becomes divine expression. From silent to poet, Jada, Chaitanya, Vak. So that is the overall meaning. See, Tava Charana Nirdejanam Jalam Pibeyam. Guru is the living embodiment of Devi, is the way we start our entire journey. And that is why every class, what we start with? The first shloka that we always say is Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat, Parabrahma. Right? From that point do we start. So Guru is nothing but Lalita Tripura Sundari in human form. In Lalita Sahasranam हम क्या बोलते हैं? Guru Murti, Guru Mandala Rupini. Correct? So this, when we pour water on the feet of Devi, the chitta, the mind, comes into contact with the feet of Devi and becomes purified. When I say Devi, I'm saying Guru, Devi, the same. And therefore, you get the energy in return. When you drink that, the energy to start on your journey. Journey you will have to do. Guru will not do it for you. He can give you the energy, he can give you the direction. Right? And I know of so many people who have come into contact with so many of the spiritual masters who have, and they are very, very, they bless. They don't care about, are you eligible? Are you not eligible? They don't even think. They shower their blessings. But are we taking those blessings and applying them, using them? No, then I receive the energy and I waste it. I don't travel. I don't do my sadhana. So therefore, it is not just like that you should drink the water. You drink the water how? Vidyarthi pibeyam. Like a Vidyarthi. Not a seeker of material benefits, but a seeker of the actual divine truth. Having attained which, you attain more immortality. ये ते विदुर अमृतास्ते भवन्ति. ये जो जानते हैं वो अमृत के पात्र बन जाते हैं. इनके पास ना दुख, ना सुख, ना जरा, ना व्याधि, कुछ उसको टच नहीं कर सकता है, क्योंकि वो समझता है कि मैं इनके सबके परे हूं. So therefore, the drinking of Charanamrita, you can do that mentally. You put your Guru's feet over there. If you don't have a physical Guru, just imagine the 2 feet of Devi over there, colored beautifully with the red feet, and wash them with your mentally, with your chitta, and take that water and drink it and say, Mother, now bless me for the sadhana. Let my mind be still. Let my mind continuously dwell on your feet. So therefore we said Anugrahada, Karunamrita Sagara, Vagdevi, Vagvatini, Vageshwari. Right? We saw all these beautiful names. So that is the meaning of verse number 98. Now let us do something about the Shakti Pithas. Shakti Pitha में कौन से थे? 7, 8, 9. Okay, quickly just reciting the names. 7, 8, 9. Sundari sa Mahadevi Sunanda Tatra Devata Kashmire कंठदेशंच त्रिसंध्येश्वर भैरवाः. एक सेकेंड, ये गलत, यही है ना? हाँ यही भेजा था. महामाया भगवती गुणातीता वरप्रदा ज्वालामुख्यां तथा जिह्वा देव उन्मत्त भैरवः अंबिका सिद्धिदानम्नि नानाम्नि स्तनं जालंधरे मम भीषणो भैरवस्तत्र देवी त्रिपुरमालिनी. So now let us look at the names and the locations. So we have the first one, Kashmir mein, the place is near Srinagar, the Galagira, Kantha. देवी का नाम वहां महामाया और भैरव का नाम वहां त्रिसंध्येश्वरा. ज्वालामुखी में मेरी जिह्वागिरी, मेरा नाम वहां अंबिका है और मेरा भैरव वहां उन्मत्त भैरव है. 8 भैरव हैं, 8 महाभैरव हैं. उन 8 महाभैरवों में उन्मत्त भैरव एक है. उनके अंडर एक एक महाभैरव के अंडर में 8 भैरव हैं. शिव के भी 64 योगिनी के जैसे 64 भैरवों का भी रूप धारण किया है. और एक एक योगिनी के साथ एक एक भैरव, और इन पूरी जो कॉम्बिनेशन है ये देवी को सर्व करती है. जालंधर में मेरा स्तन गिरा, माई ब्रेस्ट. मेरा नाम वहां त्रिपुर मालिनी है और मेरा भैरव वहां भीषण भैरव, वो भी और एक महाभैरवों के और एक भैरव. जालंधर हम जानते हैं कहाँ है, ज्वालामुखी हम जानते हैं कहाँ है. काश्मीर is near the place near Srinagar. It is little to the north of Srinagar. There is a place over there called Kshira Bhavani, which is very famous. Kshira Bhavani is very famous because of Swami Vivekananda, and the story written about that place by Sister Nivedita. So Sister Nivedita was going around with him at that point of time in the book called Master As I Saw Him. She writes that he entered into this dilapidated temple. Kshira Bhavani में she is manifested in the form of a spring. एक झरने के रूप में वहां से उत्पन्न है, और झरना जो निकलता है वो बबल्स के साथ निकलता है, तो उसका जो कलर पूरा व्हाइट है, इसीलिए she is, the water looks like milk. So she is called Kshira Bhavani, and the stream is still there. मूर्ति भी थी वहां, तो मगर अपना अलाउद्दीन खिलजी का जो लेफ्टिनेंट था काला पहाड़, उसने वहां आक्रमण करके he broke that temple. So Swamiji entered into that, and Sister Nivedita writes that he went in with the roar of Aham Brahmasmi and came out with saying, everything is you. What happened apparently is that he went inside and he felt very hurt or disturbed that this beautiful temple had been destroyed. And so he mentally thought, Mother, if I had been here during Kalapahar's time, I would have protected this place. And instantly he got a reply saying, you think I need you for protecting my temple? And the lion of Advaita became a devotee. So Kshira Bhavani, उसके actually Kshira Bhavani is not this place. Kshira Bhavani के भी और थोड़ा ऊपर. I have obviously not been there because I've never been to Kashmir yet. So I've been to Ladakh, which is technically part of Kashmir, but not in the Kashmir part of Kashmir. So this is a little to the north of Kshira Bhavani, around about 60 kilometers from Srinagar is this place where the Devi's temple is there. There is a Shiva temple called Trisandheshwara, and then Jwalamukhi we all know in Himachal Pradesh. and Jalandhar also, we all know. Chaliye. So that is how we will end today. Next Sunday, I am not there. So we will do the ending of Saundarya Lahari in the Sunday after next. So next Sunday, there will be no class. शांति 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 हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम
धन्यवाद।